was fight. It will suit exactly, of Chris Mutsvanga. Guess what? He has claimed Chiwenga as well as Mnangagwa bond is tight. They are united. They are inseparable. He actually regard their relationship as a bond to demonstrate the strength of their relationship. But well, it's easy, especially to dispel a man like Chris Mutsvanga. It's so easy. I don't need to struggle. I need to be at pain to explain this one on this live broadcast. I will actually expose him to the core, especially on this matter. Hypocrisy is the characteristics of many Zanu-PF officials, such as Chris Mutsvanga. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Shonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, guess what? You become the very first one watchers. So, according to an article that Chris Mutsvanga wrote on the propaganda machinery called Herald, the state-owned media, he said between the Vice President of Zimbabwe, that is retired General Chiwenga, as well as Emmerson Mnangagwa, has grown strong. That is a lie. Let me start with this. How can you say Mnangagwa and Chris Mutsvanga's bond have actually gone strong? Look at this caption. We have got Mnangagwa bringing in Gudawashe Takwirei to be part of the Central Committee. And guess what? Retired General Chiwenga embarrassed Gudawashe Takwirei. He actually chucked him out of the Central Committee meeting. Now, remember this. This is a man that is supported by the supporters of Emmerson Mnangagwa. A clear indication that also Mnangagwa support the elevation of Gudawashe Takwirei. And definitely this elevation is emanating from the bedroom of Emmerson Mnangagwa itself. So he is lying. The second thing, let's talk about this Chris Mutsvanga, who is now all of a sudden talking about the relationship of Mnangagwa as well as Chiwenga. What did he recently say about Chiwenga? He said Chiwenga cannot pronounce the word L properly. Instead of pronouncing L, he actually replaces it with R, an indication that he did not do proper schooling. That is what Chiwenga was saying, and that is what Mutsvanga was saying about Chiwenga. And not only did he end there, he went a step further and actually lambasted retired General Chiwenga for actually forcing Mnangagwa to observe the secret agreement they had prior to the coup of 2017, that Mnangagwa should only be the president for 5 years. Thereafter, pass the batons to the retired General Chiwenga. Now, if these guys have got a strong bond, as this fellow Chris Mutsvanga contend, now, why would Mnangagwa, not only staying for a second term, but wanting to be the president until he dies, and also closing for retired general, chances for retired General Chiwenga to be the president? How does he close those chances? By bringing in Gudawashe Takwirei. Gudawashe Takwirei, who is willing to actually bribe each and every Zanu-PF member so that he is actually elected to be the president in the Zanu-PF conference. And then you talk of a bond. He is telling us of a bond. Seriously, this is a flip-flopper of not a man that should not be trusted, a man that should not be believed, because he is lying in a broad daylight. And he thinks Zimbabweans forget what he recently said about retired General Chiwenga. How can you believe and trust in such a man? Why is Chris Mutsvanga all of a sudden writing this article? It should be understood there are a lot of things that he has said that actually does not sit well with Mnangagwa faction. That does not also sit well with retired General Chiwenga faction. There are a lot of things that Chris Mutsvanga, his wife, has also said that does not sit well with actually both factions. And remember, some of the statements of his wife have been used by the Blessed Gaze faction to actually advance its interest, and that does not sit well with the boss of Chris Mutsvanga, who happens in this case to be none other than Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. So it is actually common cause. There is serious factionalism and tension between Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. Obviously, would they love this to be public? They would not love this to be public. Even Chris Mutsvanga would not love this to be public, as pompous as he is, as he has been part of. We have actually exposed that indeed there is a rift between Chiwenga and Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. We'll do the part 2 of this analysis because of the where I am. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button.